first of all, financial inclusion or exclusion is a moving target because things change over time. Some time ago, if you wanted to pay bills, it was enough to have cash. Now, it may not be enough because you have to use different methods of payment and so on. So financial inclusion is based on the idea that there are some financial services to which you need access to have normal participation in modern society. As I say, it changes. At one time, having a telephone was for the rich. Now it's almost a necessity. It's the same with financial services. Access to basic financial services is essential for normal participation in modern society. The financially excluded are, in fact, a very diverse group of people, and people may sometimes spend part of their life suffering from financial exclusion, but not the others. But if we take the groups, clearly many people on low incomes, migrants, people who move across frontiers and so on, the homeless, of course, the aged, or some of the aged, not of course, not every elderly person is suffering from financial exclusion. The disabled, they may not be able to use the tools that you're supposed to. Students, for example, there are quite ridiculous problems sometimes with Erasmus students where they either can't open a bank account in their country of study, or they can't close it after they've come home. And it sounds bizarre, but it happens. Yeah? People who are isolated, somebody who's housebound, for example, if they want to get cash, they'll have to give their card to maybe to a third party. Now, that's okay if it's a trusted family member, but if it's a carer, perhaps a temporary carer, that can be a problem. But either way, of course, once you give your card to somebody else, you no longer have the guarantees from the bank. So there are a whole series of different life circumstances which can which can have the effect of excluding people from ordinary financial services. Well, there are a number of challenges. In some cases, of course, you are dealing with people who are difficult to reach for any service, financial service or otherwise. There do seem to be some new challenges because of technology, because first of all, you need extra skills to handle, even if it's just a card, but to say to go online or to make online payments, electronic payments, you need an extra skill sets. That can be difficult for some people to acquire. The very old, for example, would tend to fall into that category. Not always, but there will be some proportion of them. But what also is happening, I can't say it's systematic at this stage, but certainly we see different instances of it. What's happening is that as payment service providers roll out new services, they tend to reduce old ones. So they make it harder, clearly, when bank branches or post offices close down, branches close down, or when a utility firm, for example, closes its local offices. Well, then it becomes more difficult to pay by cash, and somebody is forced to migrate. We find, I say, these are, at this stage, I cannot say they're systematic, but they're particular examples that if you do go to a bank, you may have to pay quite a lot of money, €8 or €9, I think, in one case in Sweden, just to make a relatively small cash payment. So you've got the challenge of new technology, you've got the challenge of reaching people and of adapting your services to their situation rather than demanding that they adapt to your situation. You have all that, and you have the probably growing problem that as new payment services are rolled out, older traditional ones are reduced or restricted. Well, we're working only on European Union policy law. We're not engaged in the field of providing services, but working at the level of Brussels, so to speak, with the European Parliament and the Council and the Commission. And we're having some success there. I have to say, thanks in part, of course, to the fact that we've discovered a lot of goodwill among the European institutions. And there is at the moment a proposal going through the process, promoted by Michel Barnier, who's very much committed to financial inclusion. And this new law will give everybody a right to a basic payment account. In other words, all the 28 governments will have to put in, those who haven't already done so, will have to put in place arrangements to ensure that people can have access to a basic bank account at little or no cost, where they can do the basic things, make payments, including standing orders, domiciliation, including access to machines to withdraw and I hope in time to lodge cash.